How's it go? How's it going, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today I'm actually just taking a quick break from work here, and I wanted to jump on and actually uh, make one of my first initial first reactions to the announcement that was made by Fantasy Flight Games. Looks like they announced another new hero that's coming out for this new wave. And it looks like it's not going to be Captain America Sam Wilson, but it's going to be the Falcon Sam Wilson. So real quickly, I just want to go ahead and kind of jump on their website and read this and kind of break it down here and see what they're cooking with this new addition to Marvel Champions. All right, so now I can do this all day. Sam Wilson has always helped people serving as the prodigious social worker even before he became a soaring superhero. Once he donned a pair of high tech vibranium wings, Sam, also known as the Falcon, used his aerial mobility and empathic connection with birds to provide his fellow Avengers a powerful tactical advantage. A longtime partner of Steve Rogers, Sam has even taken the shield and title of Captain America. This is true. There was a movie about this. That's also in the comics too. But um, Fantasy Flight Games is proud to announce the Falcon Hero Pack for Marvel Champions, the card game. As a high flying Avenger and Masters of the Air, Falcon soars into battle. So I like what they did there. Soars because he's flying. I like that. Must have the aerial trait. I'm sure he has the aerial trait. Which introduces him as a new playable hero alongside his 15 signature cards. Equipped with a pre-built leadership deck, so he's coming in with a leadership. Okay. To command his allies from the sky. So will he have bird friends? You'll be able to use Falcon's keen eyesight and adaptable nature from the moment you open the box. So are they saying that when I open this box, I'm going to actually have keen eyesight? I won't have to wear these anymore? Or is it a metaphor? I'm confused sometimes. Let's see. This pack will also feature a bonus modular counter set featuring Fixer of the Thunderbolts. And then we get a little. Oh, we're gonna get a Red Wing. Look, there he is. Hey, it's nice. Eagle-eyed, as you might expect from the winged hero with a connection to birds, Falcon's entire playstyle revolves around the power of flight. I didn't know that. I didn't think he would have the. I wouldn't think he'd have anything to do with flying at all. I thought he was going to be doing some sailing. As well as unique advantages it affords him. All right, so here we go. Here's his alter ego side. So let's take a look at this. This here we go. We got Sam Wilson, recovery 3. All right, so he's shield. Kind of helps with the theme from the box set. And hand size 6, hit points 10. Birds of a Feather. Action. Discard 1 card from your hand. Search your deck and discard pile for a bird card. And add it to your hand. Limit once per round. Break the fourth wall. Because that's basically what that is. Deadpool, or I mean, Wade Wilson, I should say, on his alter ego, has an ability where he can break the fourth wall. How does that work? Well, he discards a card from his hand, and then he can search his deck for any Deadpool or identity specific event card. That's a pretty powerful ability. So I'm already liking this hero because that's such a fun ability to do. Now, what's in his kit? That remains to be seen. All right, so search his deck and discard a powerful bird card. Add to his hand. The most obvious target for this ability is his trusty sidekick, Redwing. So, this is our signature ally. He is a Avenger bird, and he has aerial. 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 hit points. They could have given him 3. Come on. Hero action, exhaust Redwing, return him to your hand, and discard the top card of the encounter deck. Choose to either deal X damage to an enemy or remove X threat from a scheme. X is the number of icons, either star and boost, in the discarded cards boost area. That's pretty cool, actually. So you can just be like, you just be throwing your bird around, messing things up with the encounter deck. That's pretty cool. I like that. Alright. Who can deal a decent burst of damage or threat removal depending on the number of boost icons or discarded from the encounter deck. Naturally, you'll want to make sure you discard a card with as many boost icons as possible. That makes sense. I mean, why wouldn't you want to, I mean, I'm sure you're not going to like, oh man, I really want to I don't know, discard this card that has no booster star icons on it. And that's where Falcon and his innate abilities come in. So Falcon is a 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense aerial Avenger. So he no longer is shield. He's no longer shield when he puts on the suit. He's Avenger now. And he becomes aerial. So that's his baby. During the player phase, play with the top So during the player phase, play with the top card of the encounter deck face up. Okay. Eagle-eyed response. After you play an aerial card, discard the top card of the encounter deck. Okay, so you're already gonna have intel on what you're dealing with as far as what the top card of the encounter deck is. You'll know what their boost is going to be. So, and just to combo that with your Redwing, you could just, if you need to reduce some serious damage or some thwart, you can just have Redwing go back to your hand, and you can discard that card. And then you can either choose to deal the damage to an enemy or remove threat. That's amazing. That's already sounding super fun already. So when Falcon's in hero form, the top card of the encounter deck is turned face up during the player phase. And every time you play an aerial card, you can choose to discard the top card of the encounter deck. These two abilities combined allow you to know exactly how many boost icons will be on the top of the card of the encounter deck at any time, representing Falcon's proficiency as scouting. Makes sense. As you might expect, this lets you get the most possible use of cards like Bird of Prey. All right, so we got here. Bird of Prey is a 2-event aerial attack. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. You may discard the top card of the encounter deck to deal 1 additional damage to that enemy for each icon, star or boost, in the discarded card's boost area. That's pretty nasty because you're already doing, and it's only a 2 cost. Everything's aerial traded, so you team building. We can do some team building. Then we have Bird's Eye View, which both scale to the number of icons in the encounter card's boost area. You do have to discard a card from the encounter deck to gain these benefits, but thankfully, since Falcon's first ability is always active, you'll immediately flip the top new card of the encounter deck and know what's coming next. So we got here Bird's Eye. That's a cool card. I like that. It's sweet looking. So again, 2 costs, not that expensive. 2 costs. And then if you're using team building, it's only a 1 cost. So like 1 cost, remove 3, and then you choose to discard that top card of the encounter deck, and then you can remove additional. I mean, especially if you're playing against something that's got a lot of boost icons on it, it's be very beneficial. Yep, same deal. 1 additional threat from each from that scheme. Star and boost icon. All right. We got here. Of course, scouting the encounter deck will only get you so far, and that's when the rest of Falcon's kit is designed to help his team weather any storm that might emerge from the cards you don't see in advance. Aerial evacuation can pull a friend out of harm's way. Hey, a preparation card. Upgrade aerial. So that could be free with team building. When another friendly character would be dealt any amount of damage, discard aerial evacuation, prevent all that damage. And change to alter ego form. If that character is a hero, they also change their alter ego form. That's a pretty swift thing right there to basically save someone from taking some damage and dropping and then going down into alter ego for free. All right, so draw their fire. Lets Falcon defend for the entire team without exhausting. How many copies of that do you get? One per player. That's fair. But it's got aerial. After the villain phase begins, discard, draw their fire. Falcon does not exhaust to defend until the end of phase. That's nice. Doesn't have to exhaust. It's almost kind of like you having your own little BAMF. Where you don't have to, where you just discard it and you don't have to exhaust. Except you just gotta pay. The price goes up depending on how, if you're playing with other people. But in a solo game, it's only 1. Pretty good. I like that. I could make a protection deck out of that. Alright, so let's see here. It's relatively a mild encounter card. Is on top of the deck. You can use Aerial Recon to deal it to a player early, allowing you to potentially avoid nastier encounter card later on down the line. So Aerial Recon, again it's aerial. Hero action, exhaust Aerial Recon and deal a player a face down encounter card. Then place 1 recon counter here. Interrupt when a player would be dealt an encounter card, remove 1 recon counter from here instead. So this lets so yeah, dealt to a player early, allowing you to potentially avoid a nastier encounter card later down the line. If things start to turn south, you can utilize Talent Line in conjunction with a big discarded card to swing the game's momentum back in your favor. Hero response: after you resolve Falcon's Eagle-Eyed ability, discard Talent Line. For each icon in the discarded card's boost area, choose 1. Ready a character you control or stun an enemy. That's pretty powerful. Who doesn't like another good ready up? And you can just stun them. I like that. So triggering those abilities and then responding to it with that can also get you more ready ups and set you up to do some fun stuff. All right, so now we got some blue cards here. Oh, look, a bird. Hugin and Munin. 1 thwart, 1 attack. 2 health. Aerial, Asgard Bird. Response after Hugo and Munin enter play. Search the top 10 cards of your counter deck for a minion and put it into play engaged with you. Ready 1 character you control for each icon, star and boost. And then so that's cool. So another nice card to get you ready up when you need it. I could see him being put into a lot of blue decks now, especially for being so cheap. Only 2 costs. 2 costs for the ability for a chance to get a immediate ready up. But I mean, yeah, you get a minion, but there's so many cards now that can just like bypass all that. And we got Flight Squadron. Team Up. Play only if your identity has the aerial trait, max 1 team card per player. If each of your allies have the aerial trait, increase your ally limit by 1. This card gains response after you play an aerial card. Exhaust this card, ready, and ally control. Alright. I think we just went through all those. Flight Squadron. Oh, did it again. Get Arrow. So Human Munin, who are not only aerial but also bird ally, which means Sam can summon them from his deck while in alter ego form. Human Munin can ready multiple characters at once, which synergizes well with Arrow. So Arrow is a 1 thwart, 1 attack, aerial, agent of Atlas, 3 cost, 3 health, and hero action. Exhaust Arrow, choose a player until the end of phase. Each aerial character that player controls gets +1 attack. So Arrow can boost up all your aerial characters. And then you have the cards that can ready them up. That's pretty. That could be devastating. You could be doing a whole bunch of massive attacks while getting boosted. Allowing you to get extra uses out of your attack boost. Once you get an ally that you want to keep around as long as possible, mark another ally as your wingman. 0 cost upgrade. Attached to an aerial ally. Max 1 per ally. Interrupt. When another aerial ally would take any amount of consequential damage, exhaust attached ally. Prevent 1 of that damage. So if you get one of your, so you get your key allies right there, you can use that to keep them on the board a lot longer without them having to take any consequential damage, or at least preventing 1 of it, depending on how much their stars are. Finally, with so many different traits on display in Falcon's deck, he can make great use out of flexible strength and diversity. Alliance card. Hero action. For each trait on friendly characters in play, choose remove 1 threat from scheme and deal 1 damage to an enemy. So it's for all friendly characters in play. So your allies, your identities. So I mean, depending if you're playing in a big giant multiplayer game, if you have a whole bunch of different traits on the table, that could potentially be some massive whatever you need. Could be thwart, could be damage, all that. That's a pretty powerful card. That's going to be I think this is going to be a game changer when this comes out. And with an extra ally slot from Flight Squadron and Adam Warlock. Oh, we're gonna get an Adam Warlock? I have this one. Oh, it's a reprint. Aerial, so that helps with the theme. And then response after Adam Warlock attacks or thwarts, discard one card at random from your hand. If that card's printed resources have the following: physical will remove a threat from the scheme. Energy will heal 3 damage from an identity. Mental, deal 3 damage to an enemy. And then wild card, you get to choose whatever you want. That's pretty solid. Especially if you're reducing his consequential damage, you can keep him on that one card. You'll be able to keep him on the table for a very long time. And then Cloud9. Cloud9, Abby Boylan. 3 costs, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 3 health, aerial champion. Hero action. Exhaust Cloud9, choose a player. Until the end of the phase, each aerial character that player controls gets +1 thwart. So you got cards that can give you +1 attack, and then you got the one that can increase your thwart. So depending on what type of situation you're in, if you got a lot of threat to remove off the table, this is what you're gonna be going for. All right, and then new modular set. Techno. As we mentioned earlier, the Falcon Hero Pack also comes with a modular counter set featuring Fixer. Like his fellow Thunderbolts, Fixer is a formidable elite minion with health double that will can't even talk. Minion with health will well into double digits. His specialty revolves around tech attachments, and he has the unique ability to equip non-scenario specific ones that would be normally reserved for the villain. Naturally, Fixer's encounter set comes with a couple of tech attachments of his own in the form of a jetpack and a tech pack. Before going further, let's take a look what he looks like. So he's a 2 minion, or I'm sorry, 2 minion. He's a minion, 2 scheme, 1 attack, and 15 health. That's delicious. He's a genius, and he's an elite. And not to mention he's a Thunderbolt. He is villainous, so he gets a boost card when he attacks, or let's see, victory 1, and oh, look at that, 4 boost icons. It's like that with all of them, though. And then force interrupt when a non-scenario specific tech attachment would be attached to the villain. Attach it to Fixer instead. Text on the card that refers to the villain refers to Fixer instead. That's pretty nasty. So if you're dealing with a villain that has a lot of attachments, non-scenario specific. Oh, so if it's attachments, assuming if it's attachments that are like part of a modular set, not the villains, right? When a non-scenario specific tech attachment. Huh. Bad. Then we got his jetpack. Attach the Fixer, otherwise attach the villain. Attach enemy gains aerial. Force interrupt. When the attached character would take 3 or more damage, prevent all of that damage. And discard the jetpack. Then Tech Pack gets +1 scheme, +1 attack. Tech. Attach the Fixer, otherwise attach the villain. Attach enemy gets +1 attack for each other tech attachments it has. Hero action, exhaust any number of characters you control with a combined thwart greater than the attached enemy scheme, and then discard the card. So you have to have So you have to use pretty much any character you have to add up to what it is to get rid of it. Top off with that, his technological innovation side scheme getting extra threat for every tech card in play, player, or encounter, and it's clear that Fixer is not someone to be underestimated. So, when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard power for tech attachment and reveal it, and then place one additional threat here for each tech card in play. And it has a acceleration icon, and the threat is a base of 4. As an elite Thunderbolt minion, Fixer's encounter set can be used as part of the Thunderbolt scenario in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That said, it is still a modular set, encounter set in its own right, which means you add Fixer into any scenario for some extra challenge. Better suit up and hope to win. Aerial Recon. With his arsenal aerial cards and his ability to scout and exploit the encounter deck, Falcon is a terrific hero and a fantastic addition to any team. Look forward to taking on any agents of AIM with Falcon with the Falcon Hero Pack, which arrives in June. So we'll get him in June. And we can pre-order our copy today. Well, I gotta say, my first reaction, I'm glad that Sam Wilson finally got his hero pack. I didn't know if they were gonna bring him in as Captain America, because the movie just passed. But I'm glad that they did Falcon. That doesn't mean that in the future there probably won't have a Sam Wilson Captain America because, as we move into whatever they're doing with the whole design scheme. Because I know 2026 they're gonna be putting some cards are just gonna go switch into Legacy, and then whatever's current. That doesn't mean that they might not make Sam Wilson Captain America, which would be cool, especially if you have the one where he's got the Captain America Falcon looking suit and the shield. That'd be sweet. But all in all, I'm actually pretty interested to really trying out this kit. This actually looks like it'll be a lot of fun, especially with his stat line being where it's at. That's pretty solid to have. You could go any direction with him. You probably go nice protection build with him. Ever Vigilance would be great with him. Yeah. This is kind of cool. But I think where is that card at? This will be cool to prevent some consequential damage, especially if you pair it up with someone like Adam Warlock, because he can just keep doing his basic thwart or attack, and then he'll be able to do his ability. This will be good too, especially in multiplayer games. Being able to burst out a threat and a damage like that. And then where's that other one? And then using Arrow for increasing aerial characters' attacks, and then using Cloud9 to increase the thwart. So you got yourself a nice little synergy right there, using whatever you need to either scheming or not scheming, but either thwarting or attacking. But yeah, no, can't wait. Falcon coming to the Marvel Champions home. Yeah, I like to. If anyone's got any thoughts, or I love to read your opinions and thoughts on what you think about Sam Wilson Falcon coming to Marvel Champions. Other than that, thanks for taking time to check this out, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good night.